My most complimented fragrances 2019, the best of the best. La crème de la crème. It's coming right up, okay? Just wait for it. What is going on, guys, and welcome again to another video. One of my favorite things about this hobby actually is to get compliments, yes. Why lie? I want compliments. Now, compliment me down below. Yeah, tell me I'm pretty. And one of my favorite videos to do, and one of my most anticipated videos by you, is my most complimented videos that I do seasonally, yes. And in this time it happens to be my most complimented fragrances in 2019. The most compliments I get is from these 10 fragrances right here, and yes, they are actually great fragrances, guys. I'm just telling you. I can see some staples, I can see some compliment getter for anybody pretty much, and I can see some edgy fragrances that might not work for everybody, but they actually work for me. I'm an edgy person, what can I say? Yeah. But without any further introduction, let me just dance, because you guys missed my dance, right? Oh, that was a quickie dance because I haven't danced in a long time, yeah. My number 10 on my list is a very edgy fragrance. Let me just tell you that, yes, I'm 110% sure this fragrance is not gonna work for everybody. You have to try it out on yourself, on your skin, on your chemistry, according to your personality type, to see if it's gonna work for you or not, yes. One positive thing about this fragrance, it's a base mode, so people definitely is gonna smell it of you. So yes, when a fragrance actually gonna be smelled by other people, there's a possibility that people might like it or hate it, and that's a good and a bad thing at the same time. But for Tom Ford Oud Wood Intense, yes, the newer one, not the Oud Wood. Oud Wood actually smells totally different than this one. Oud Wood is very versatile, mass appealing than this one. This is very edgy, this is very oudy, this is very smoky. So if you love smoky fragrances, if you love ashy fragrances, this is the it for you. This is the it factor when it comes to that category, guys. I love this fragrance. It's got like a vanillic sweet undertone into it, especially when it dries down. It becomes ashy, smoky, sweet at the same time, and that's when this fragrance gives me the best compliments that you would ever think of. It smells really good, but the overall reaction from people, it's almost 100% positive, and I just love it. Oud Wood Intense, try it out and see if it works on your skin, because this is a gem. It could be like your gem. Just try it out, okay? My number 9 on my list is a Dior Sauvage alike, and yes, I wear this fragrance more than Dior Sauvage, and because of that, it gets me more compliments than Dior Sauvage, yes. And I'm talking about Dylan Blue by Versace. This is a great fragrance, guys. This is actually performs very well. It's reasonably priced as well compared to Dior Sauvage. It's almost half the price if you find it discounted online, and I find it almost very similar to Dior Sauvage, and it would give you the same exact vibe as Dior Sauvage. So in my opinion, you just get Dylan Blue instead. It's definitely fruitier, a little bit thicker, and a little bit sweeter, and this actually a very positive things that would make people actually give you compliments. It really projects off my skin pretty well, and people perceive it of my skin pretty positively. I wear it most likely to go to work, or sometimes I put on a spray or two to go to the gym actually, and that gives me attention. Seriously, guys, Dylan Blue by Versace is a compliment magnet, and you can find this 200 ml bottle online sometimes for like $50, $60 or so, which is a great deal by itself. Just so you can spray and respray, no problem. 200 ml bottle for $50 to $60, you just can't go wrong with that, buddy. Dylan Blue. My number 8 on my list is one of the strongest fragrances that I have in my collection, and for that reason, yes, people can smell it of me and they give me compliments because of that. Yes, and I'm talking about Oud Satin Mood. A lot of you guys know about this fragrance. A lot of you guys love this fragrance. A lot of you guys actually dislike this fragrance because of the powdery, rosy nuances, and a lot of people think it leans toward the feminine side, and I totally agree with that, but it just works for men very well as well. Women actually perceive it positively. Men actually perceive it of you positively, especially the fact that people can smell it of you, and when this fragrance dries down, it actually leaves a very nice powdery, sweet, sexy, a rosy smell that actually to die for. It works great on my skin and it gives me a lot of attention every time I have this fragrance on. I usually put like a couple of sprays on. I suffer for like about an hour, but then when it dries down and it becomes very nicely in the air, and people actually perceive it very nicely of my skin and a lot of you guys' skin as well. Most of the people I know, they get a lot of compliments of this fragrance as well. So try this fragrance out, get a sample first so to see if it's gonna work on your skin, if you're gonna see it, if you're gonna be comfortable enough to have this fragrance on your body. Because even though this fragrance smells great in the air, if you're not comfortable having this fragrance on, this fragrance would wear you. You're not gonna wear it. So you have to actually be comfortable having this fragrance on, or any fragrance in particular. If you wanna get compliments, you have to be comfortable with the fragrance you're having on. My number 7 on my list is the bomb of all designer fragrances. Yes, and I'm talking about SPICEBOMB Extreme. This fragrance, guys, it's a beast mode when it comes to designers. It's very well received by people in general. It's very well received by women due to the fact that it is sweet. It's very vanillic. Women love vanilla, but this is a spicy vanilla, tobacco-y spicy vanilla. Very sexy, very edgy, very mysterious, but handsome at the same time. You want to be mysterious and edgy but handsome. This fragrance gives you. This is a great fragrance, guys. People would smell it of you. It's a great going out scent, especially on the winter time. I just love to have this fragrance on, and it actually gets me a lot of compliments. Very sexy fragrance, especially when you go out at night. I love to overspray this fragrance. I suffer for a little bit, but when I overspray and I just wait for like about an hour or so, this fragrance just smells great for the rest of the night. So my advice to you, overspray this fragrance. If you don't spray enough of this fragrance, especially when it's cold outside, people might not notice it as much. Overspray this fragrance. That's my experience on it. Overspray this fragrance and just wait about an hour or so, and then just go out, and then all the magic is gonna happen with this fragrance, SPICEBOMB Extreme. Try it out. My number 6 on my list is a very weird fragrance. Yes, it's very edgy, very artistic, and you have to be that personality for people to actually perceive you positively with this fragrance right here. I never get a negative feedback from this fragrance, and I just love it. It's a marijuana based fragrance, and look at this color right here, guys. It's a great fragrance. It works for me, especially in the LA weather. I can wear this fragrance anytime, no problem at all. You're just gonna be careful with the amount of sprays. Don't overspray this fragrance. Or the opposite of SPICEBOMB Extreme, don't overspray this fragrance. This fragrance actually lingers and it's very strong. And when you overspray this fragrance, it doesn't smell as good. But when you just sprayed a couple of sprays and like 6 hours in, 8 hours in, it just leaves a very soft, sexy scent trail that people actually perceive you very nicely, and it would definitely get you compliments. Try this fragrance out. This is a sleeper. If it works for you, you're a lucky man. And I'm telling you, this is a different fragrance that you're not gonna smell on a lot of people. This is totally different, and it's just gonna be different and unique compared to the other folks out there. Try Green Bubble by JUSBOX. Did I mention the name? No. Yeah. JUSBOX Green Bubble. It's a great fragrance. I love it, and it gets me way too many compliments this year. My number 5 on my list is a cheapie. It's probably the cheapest fragrance we have here. Yes, it is actually the cheapest fragrance we have here. And I'm talking about FERRAGAMO UOMO, Salvatore Ferragamo UOMO. I praise this fragrance, and this fragrance praises me back with the positive feedback I get from people pretty much all the time. This fragrance actually one of my favorite tonka bean based fragrances this year. I've been wearing it a lot, and due to the fact that it gets me positive feedback from people. It is a confidence booster for me personally. I love to wear this one going out at night. I love to wear this one going out to dates, and it just works for me. It's very sweet, it's gourmandy in a way, smells like tiramisu, but it dries down into very sweet gourmandy, tonka beanie, sexy goodness. Try this fragrance out, especially for the price. You can't go wrong with it. Just go on eBay or any place, you just can find this one around like $30 to $40. It's a great fragrance for that price bracket. Check it out. My number 4 on my list is definitely a gourmand fragrance. This is caramel and vanilla. How delicious is that? One of my favorite vanilla based fragrances, like bar none, and I'm talking about Casa Murari, XERJOFF, LIRA. This is actually a beast mode on my skin. It lasts like forever. It's very sexy, very sexy. Women actually perceive it very positively of my skin, and I just love it. Try this fragrance out, especially on dates, especially on hunky punky, especially if you just want to go out at night. This fragrance just works, guys. This fragrance, it's a compliment magnet. This fragrance, it's a sexy magnet for a guy or a woman or like anybody pretty much. You would definitely get compliments of this fragrance because hey, everybody loves the smell of caramel and vanilla, and it's more than that, trust me. But the overall smell is gorgeous. XERJOFF LIRA, it's a great one. I love. My number 3 on my list, and I hate to admit it, yes, it's Creed AVENTUS, bro. Yeah. I don't wear this fragrance as much, to be honest, but every time I had this fragrance on last year, it just definitely get me a compliment or two. Multiple people actually asked me what's the name of that fragrance, and they googled it right in front of me, and when they see the price point, they were, oh. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Creed AVENTUS. There's way too many clones out there, but in my honest opinion, get the real deal. Just save up your money and get yourself a bottle of Creed AVENTUS. Actually, in the long run, this one would work for you better than any clone, in my honest opinion. My number 2 on my list is one of my ultimate summer fragrances. I personally think this is the best summer fragrances does exist nowadays. It lasts for a long time, it projects really well, and this is one of the few fragrances that got me unsolicited compliments in New York, and that doesn't happen there often, to be honest. I'm talking about Atelier Cologne Bergamote Soleil. Try this fragrance out, guys. Go to Sephora and get a free sample and try and see how it works on your skin. This fragrance actually stays on my skin 12 hours plus. It gets me compliments in the scorching summer heat. It gets me compliments when it's very humid outside. It lasts on me for a long time. It projects not the loudest, but it projects really nicely for a long time. I just love this fragrance. It's very soothing, especially when it's hot outside. It's very refreshing. It's one of the best smelling bergamotes out there. I just love how this fragrance smells. Try it out. Atelier Cologne. I'm telling you, Bergamote Soleil is absolutely, and I'm 110% honest with you guys, the best summer fragrance that exists nowadays. Period, bar none. The best bergamot smelling fragrance is, as of right now, for me personally, try this fragrance out. I really do praise it a lot, and I just love it. And I've been wearing this fragrance a lot, and that's all I had on, because you don't really need as much of it, but I definitely need a 200 ml bottle of this just because I don't want to ever run out of this juice. Seriously, Bergamote Soleil, it is on my number 2, yes. My number 1 on my list is one of the simplest scents, and it could be feminine to a lot of you guys out there. And yes, I'm telling you, just always try your horizon and see what works on you. It doesn't really mean this fragrance leans or smells feminine. It's not gonna work for you. You might be surprised, and that's what happened with me with AMBERBEE. I just love the smell of this fragrance. Nobody, and I mean nobody, either men or women, actually perceive this one as feminine of my skin at all, especially guys. Guys, they just go bananas over this fragrance, over my skin, and a lot of them actually, it's just like they just really wanted to buy it. AMBERBEE works great on my skin. It's very ambery, very powdery, with raspberry. It's got a very fruity nuance as well. It's very simplistic, but it smells great. It performs well of my skin as well. It projects really well, especially for the first 2-3 hours, and it leaves a really nice, not the biggest scent trail, but a very sexy scent trail. And if you are in a closed encounter, or if you are in a like closed environment like an office or something, this fragrance actually smells great indoors. Try this fragrance out, get a sample, or just buy it, or whatever the case may be. Try AMBERBEE. It was honestly my most complimented fragrance this year. For a reason, it never failed me. So that was pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys again for watching and subscribing and doing all the good stuff. That was my most complimented this year. Please let me know in the comment section down below, what is your most complimented fragrances this year? I'm curious and I would love to know. Also, give me as many likes as you can possibly give. That would make me feel better about myself, guys. I need to feel better about myself. It's the holidays, come on. My Instagram is popping and I need you to go there like right now. Don't be lazy and don't forget to click that subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it. I don't want you to miss on any of this, guy. Yes? Okay? And this is another week with Note Sponge, and I Note Sponge, making smelling good always easy. Peace.